You may have heard a recent report that Apple is moving ahead with plans to replace iPhone wireless communication chips made by Broadcom and Qualcomm and to make its own displays. Those changes are still some way off according to Bloomberg, but they are part of a seemingly inexorable progression that has already seen Apple take charge of the silicon brains in the iPhone and iPad, as well as an increasing number of Macs. So the columnist at Financial Times, his name is Richard Waters, he has asked, how much profit will Apple suck out of its own supply chain as it moves deeper into making these key components, and as it increases its move in that direction, will it force changes in its supply chain or supply base that will actually result over the long term in greater risk for its own business? Okay, the answer to the first question according to him is how much profit can Apple extract? Seems to be a lot. Okay, Broadcom and Qualcomm, two of the chip sector's most profitable companies, each look to Apple for about a fifth of their sales, presenting a juicy target. Yet the push deeper into component technologies is not primarily about claiming a bigger share of the cake for itself. As always with Apple, technology strategy is determined by the needs of the product. The premium prices that result mean the profits take care of themselves. Okay, Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, laid out the goal in 2009, 2 years before he became CEO, when he said Apple wanted to own and control the primary technologies behind the products that they make. He also said it would participate only in markets where they can make a significant contribution. Producing its own chips has been the most visible result of this strategy that has contributed to longer term battery life and better performance of the iPhone. The M1, the first Apple designed processor for the Mac and iPad, stunned the chip industry with its high performance when it was unveiled in late 2020. Yet, even if not the only primary incentive, the financial effects are likely to be significant. To say that Apple makes anything is to stretch the meaning of the word. It designs a product and controls the process, but subcontracts the actual assembly or manufacturing to others. As a result, the recent surge in its sales and profits has come without the need to pour more capital into its operations. Its return on capital employed jumped nearly 20 percentage points in 2021 to 48%. Last year, it leapt again to about 60%. That is roughly double the return on capital expenditure at Alphabet and Microsoft, companies often thought of as being founded on a software business model that is inherently superior to that of a hardware maker such as Apple. Yet Tim Cook's stipulation that Apple only enter markets where it can make a significant contribution sets a high bar, beating some of the tech world's most successful innovators at this game takes heavy investment and time. It is nearly 4 years since Apple bought the Intel division that makes the wireless modems used inside smartphones, raising expectations it would quickly displace Qualcomm. Even now, that move is still probably 2 years away, according to Bloomberg. Qualcomm had expected its 5G modems to be in only a fifth of the new iPhones launched by Apple later this year. Okay, but said recently that the components will now be in a vast majority of the phones. The move into screens has also taken time. Apple bought Luxview, a specialist in low power screens, in 2014, leading to repeated speculations over the years that it would soon replace suppliers such as Samsung and LG. Yet if progress can be slow, the direction of travel is clear. The impact of all of this on suppliers can be profound. As Apple claimed more of the design work, suppliers have been pushed towards lower margin and more capital intensive activities. That has led to a focus on scale and a concentration of the supply base. The risk in Apple's business from this concentration have started to become more evident. They include the violent protests last year at Foxconn's giant iPhone plant in Xinjiang over China's COVID-19 policy. Meanwhile, the potential security threat to Taiwan has highlighted the dependence on chipmaker tsmc. Some diversification looks likely, both in the range of suppliers as well as their location, but the effects of Apple's technology strategy will be hard to offset. Okay, so see what you make of all of these things, all of these issues arising from Apple's plan to start making its own chip in the coming years. And thank you very much for watching this video.